This is the National Briefing. Good morning. It's Kelly Nash. And it's obvious that Democrats and Republicans, or just sane people, Republicans and sane people, because there can be sane people who don't see things conservatively, but the Republicans and the sane people see things a whole lot different than the left. Yesterday, you had, 6 lawmakers from the liberal side, the left side of the aisle, including the astronaut, Mark Kelly, Democrat, Arizona, Representative Chris D'Eluza from Pennsylvania, Maggie Goodlander from New Hampshire, Slotkin, Chrissy Houlihan from Pennsylvania, Jason Crow as well. These are all not only liberals, but we do thank you for your service, former military people, veterans. I think one of them was in the in Central Intelligence. I think that might have been Slotkin that was in the Central Intelligence Agency. Anyway, they conspired against the United States yesterday, and then they put it on video. And what I mean by that, now here, look, I'll just play you a little snippet of it. This is the video that they produced. Apparently, they all read the exact same script, and then they had somebody edit it together to come up with this little snippet.
We want to speak directly to members of the military.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
That ending there kind of felt like a little bit like it was like a brainwashing thing there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can resist. You can resist. You must resist. It was like Manchurian Candidate. Like, we're trying to get you to do something. Just resist. It's implicit that you resist. They never explicitly say what the illegal orders are, although several of them have introduced acts that would have stopped the president's ability to deploy National Guard into U.S. cities to root out illegal aliens and have them deported. That seems to be the implication, that's what they're all very upset about, is that we're using some military members in order to, again, restore law and order, specifically in cities that defy federal law. They will not enforce federal immigration policy in their states, which is, again, federal law, as we've all learned, trumps state law. But they're making a big deal about you can defy unlawful orders. And you must actually. I mean, that is true. I mean, if you go back to the Vietnam War, there were many military people who did not defy laws, orders, and broke laws. They assassinated defenseless women and children, and they were held accountable for war crimes. I mean, interestingly enough, the last president to issue what was then later ruled as unlawful orders was somebody, you might have heard of him. His name is Barack Obama. His authorization of a swap of 5 Taliban prisoners for Sergeant Bo Bergdahl was found by the General Accountability Office to be illegal. Also, the drone wars were found to be illegal. He did not have the authorization to order people to fly those drones and kill people. So Obama, now I'm just reading this from Duke University, by the way. Duke University says the last president known to have issued, and this article is, well, you know what? Maybe they have found something on Trump since then, because this looks like it came out in 2018. But anyway, Obama gave illegal orders. Military members followed them. There was no falling out. I can also tell you, as someone who feels absolutely just infuriated and frustrated that the courts continue to do what seems to be insane, makes these rulings where they bend over backwards, it seems, to help the left. We heard yesterday about the Texas ruling. So now they're going to fight that to the Supreme Court, but the redistricting is illegal in Texas, according to a panel of judges down there. Let me just bring you back to, I know we talked about this maybe, 3-4 months ago, talking about when Lincoln suspended habeas corpus. And he suspended that because he said that we need the military to be able to arrest civilians who are plotting against us. And we can't send them into their local courtrooms. So they're going to have to take military tribunals will be the only way to find out if they've actually done something. All right. That, by the way, does anybody dispute that Lincoln is known as the hero here? Lincoln came out as the good guy? Okay, so Lincoln's the good guy. He suspends habeas corpus. And a lot of people went nuts, including some Supreme Court justices. Let's see one of the stories. This one just is unbelievable to me. If you've never heard the tale of Lambden Milligan. Lambden Milligan is a farmer and a lawyer, and he's up there in Indiana, and he's not happy with what's going on with the suspension of the habeas corpus. And he's also not happy with the union, in his opinion, infringing on states' rights. So he and a group of people known as the Knights of the Golden Circle, also later changed their names to the Order of the Sons of Liberty. That sounds like a great name. The Order of the Sons of Liberty. They said we must do what we must do in order to defend state rights. And so they were planning on killing a bunch of Union soldiers and then freeing a bunch of Confederate soldiers. That was the plan. They were arrested. They were then tried by a military tribunal. And from what I could see on Wikipedia, it doesn't look as if there was any defense. Nah, you got us. Those are our plans. Yeah, we were going to kill a bunch of Union soldiers. And then he was sentenced to death. However, in 1866, so he's kind of been appealing this thing. He's got it now to the end of the war. 1866, he gets this up in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, and they ruled that no, you cannot try civilians inside a military tribunal. So he wins. Not only does he win, he's freed. Not only is he freed, he then sues. And not only does he sue, but in 1871, he wins. He's one of the few people to successfully sue and win the U.S. federal government. Now, he wasn't so happy about the lawsuit. The victors, the spoils did not go to the victor on this one. They was awarded $5, which is the equivalent of about, I guess, $200 today. So kind of a slap in the face on that. But anyway, not only does he win, he goes on and he practices law. He went on and he continued law in Indiana for many years afterwards. He lived to a ripe old age of 87 years old. So Lambden Milligan, leftist lunatic, able to sue the United States because the United States wanted to end slavery. And again, there you go. Democrats always on the wrong side of history, although sometimes they can win inside these court battles. And so I would remind any military member right now who heard this message and is saying, boy, maybe I don't want to enforce federal law against illegal aliens. Specifically, I would imagine that if you're one of those people, you're looking for the illegal alien who's quote unquote only stealing jobs from Americans. And you're thinking, well, they're good people. They're just undercutting everybody else in order to, they'll work below minimum wage and it helps their families back in wherever they're from. Why should I enforce federal law? Because that's an American's job. An American is either going hungry or has to come onto some sort of financial aid program or something because that illegal alien is here stealing. That is stealing the birthright of a U.S. citizen. That is a birthright that was earned for them by previous generations, whether it was earned last generation when somebody legally migrated here to the United States and then became a U.S. citizen, or it was earned by some military members. It could have been earned at any point in history, but somebody paid the price for a U.S. citizen to have a birthright. And these illegals are stealing the birthrights of Americans. On top of it, they're also taxing our system. They are taking money that is intended, again, for U.S. citizens and putting it in their pockets, fattening their lives. I don't blame them for trying. If you're you came here from wherever looking for a better life, I don't blame you for that. But it's not right. And so you need to go home. And we're trying to get you to legally deport yourself, self-deport. But if you won't do it, then we'll do it for you. And those who are enforcing it, God bless you for protecting and defending the United States of America.